150 years, 1872 to 2022. Taken from thefounderstrail.co.uk. Tom Valance was very much a man for his time. It is inconceivable the many and varied talents this man was blessed with would have been allowed to flourish if he had been a footballer of the modern era. A natural athlete, he settled into the full-back role, reaching prominence with his teammates in the matches of the 1877 Scottish Cup final against Vale of Leven. He was also a born leader, the first of the line of the great Rangers captains. By the end of the decade, he was the finest footballer in Scotland and England. In 1879, he had his brother Alec beside him in the first Rangers side to win a trophy, the Glasgow Merchants Charity Cup. In retrospect, it can be argued that Tom Valance's contribution to the fortunes of the Rangers was greater, more important, off the field of play rather than on it. Tom was appointed club president in 1883, the first of 6 seasons in the role. Tom took ownership of the restaurant, the Club at 22 Paisley Road West, which is now the Viceroy Bar. The Viceroy Bar is our matchday local, and we proudly honour Tom Valance with the name Club at 22, an icon and one of the gallant pioneers of Rangers Football Club, Mr. Tom Valance.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Club Preview here at Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. That was actually quite a good wee intro there about Tom Valance. I'll come to, obviously we've got our guest here tonight. It's a full house. We'll first come to Scotia. I know you did a bit of research, Scotia, on Tom Valance, not the drinking side in terms of the pubs you visit, but how are you doing tonight?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, absolutely shattered, to be honest. I've been kind of napping on the couch all day. Last night took it out of me, to be honest. But yeah, no, Carney, once again, that was a great wee intro. See, when you done the one the other week there, or on Tuesday there, I thought you were asking us to pick out a Rangers great to talk about, and I'd went for Valance, so that's why when you came to me, I was like, oh, bugger. So I was born just across the hill from where I stay, so and he moved up just up past Rue, so that's about 10 minutes away from me.
Yeah. What pubs does he own in the town, Scotia?
Oh, in Glasgow it was the Viceroy, and then was there one called, what was it called? Can't remember.
I thought now. You would know that, Scotia. A man of you know.
The Lansdowne. It was called Lansdowne. It was called Lansdowne.
There we go. Anyway, and we have Scott Carney. How are we doing?
Yes, good evening everybody. As I say, the wee intros are just our way of celebrating 150 years. Going to do different ones. Scott, I apologise, mate. I don't know how we've managed to get our wires crossed that badly. I just meant if there was anybody else that you would like me to do, just kind of let me know. But yes, good to be here. I say we are live tonight. Get involved in the comments as always. Still buzzing after last night. I am also very tired because I had to go up and go to work, and I didn't get to bed, so I didn't get to sleep till about 2 in the morning or something like that, just with the adrenaline going through me. All of that to come to. Absolutely brilliant. Just before we get to Ryan, just a couple of shout outs. Winker Watson for the coffee. What a name, by the way. What an absolute name. Thank you very much for the support. And today as well, Marth Vader for the 3 coffees, for the 3 goals. Absolutely tremendous, Marth. Thank you so much. And I hope your wee girl enjoyed our first night at Ibrox last night. What a night to be there. So yes, looking forward to this weekend off, and I get to start it all by talking about last night. Cannot wait.
And last but not least, we have Ryan as well. Ryan, are you still feeling it from last night?
I don't think I'm feeling it as much as you're maybe feeling it today, Ali. Those voice
I was all right last night.
Those voice notes were superb last night. The highlight of my night almost. And Carney, I think you need to have a word with Scotia. The comms came crystal clear to me. I knew exactly what you meant, mate. So I'll just throw Scotia right under the bus with that one.
Cheers.
Yeah, I think you'll need to listen next time, Scotia. At least you did a bit of research, so that was good. But we'll dive straight into the game. But before we dive into the game, I would just like to put a shout out to the Union Bears once again. I thought their display last night, to be fair, sitting in a club deck, you didn't really get to see it as good as when I've watched it back in the telly. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was clever by the Union Bears the way they did it. Carney, what was your thoughts on the display from Union Bears once again?
Absolutely tremendous. I was the same, mate. I didn't know it was happening, so I only caught like the very last kind of seconds or so of it, and I was like, I don't know what that was. I didn't see it very well. Not paying attention. I was too busy watching the team coming out, I suppose. But yeah, from seeing the replays of it back, wow, man, it really does look so good, especially from the Copeland. It looked absolutely fantastic. So yeah, credit to them again for that. I mean, brilliant. I think it was all like cannons or something like that they used to do it. I'm not really sure. It must have been some form of cannon anyway or something to do it. It was really, really good, and I hope they've got many more for this month because they are upping their game. Not that they were bad before, but with this, it's absolutely brilliant. And to do the Blue Star, very, very, very a class touch that.
Yeah, it was very fit. And Ryan, obviously you sit down government front, as we all know. Did you get a good view of the display from there?
Well, my dad just turned to me and went, that was a bit shite tonight, wasn't it? I said, I think we're a bit low down, Dad. I don't think we could actually see what happened there. We'll see what it looks like on social media. But during the game, I had a wee look. I'd seen the pictures and I loved it. I didn't actually see it live. I just caught the side of it, so it was just like white confetti going away. So I didn't actually get the picture until I'd seen it on social media. But it was, I mean, the Union Bears are the most consistent thing about Rangers just now. Their standards are so, I mean, they're just a credit to the club, Ali. They really are. And what a display it was again.
Yeah, Scotia, I think the lads have been fantastic with displays recently. Ibrox, I mean, obviously we had the one when we won 55 and they were down at the Squinty Bridge doing that display, which was phenomenal. But their last two displays have been brilliant, and how they top it if we get into the last eight, Scotia, I don't know what they'll do for that one.
Oh, looking forward to that, I can tell you, because yeah, they've been excellent, and you have to give them credit because the amount of money that must, they must put into kind of do all that. I must confess, though, like the guys, I didn't catch it at the game. I kind of like Ryan, just turned to the side and seen all that white confetti going, but watching it back in the highlights today, it was spectacular.
Yeah, so no, brilliant for the Union Bears. But diving into the game, so obviously the lineup was McGregor, Tav, Goldson, Balogun, Bassey, Lundstrom, Jack, Aribo, Kent, Kamara, and Morelos. Ryan, I'll come to you. Was there any surprises there? I know obviously I was away for work, but I picked the same team as you guys in terms of I thought Arfield would play, but any surprises there? I know Arfield was the obvious one.
Just Arfield was the only one that I was really surprised not to see. I did have a wee joke saying that Arfield would be playing every position for us because he does seem to do that at the moment. But yeah, Arfield was the only surprise for me in the starting lineup. But I was happy enough. As a team that picks itself in Europe, I think we all know what Gio's doing in Europe. We can understand his tactics. He likes to utilise John Lundstrom if he plays in midfield, but he knows he's got that option to drop him into defence. Big Shirley's an outlet up the left-hand side. Nobody's playing left back in Europe apart from him. And everything feeds into Alfie, so there was no surprises really for me with the lineup. Ali, I was happy with it going into the game.
Yeah, Carney, I mean, I know after the Aberdeen game, wouldn't say you were critical in Kamara, but you didn't think Kamara played overly great against Aberdeen. I know on on Club Deck Corner, you kind of thought you were a wee bit harsh on him. What was your thoughts of seeing Kamara in the team there instead of obviously because of Arfield was out injured?
Well, at first you immediately get flashbacks from when we used to play very defensive midfielders all the time under Gerrard. So you're thinking, what are we planning on doing here? But moving Kamara forward, I'm not going to say that he wasn't effective. He was effective, and I think I much prefer him when he's further up the pitch. No player was bad last night. I can't sit here and really have a criticism of any Rangers player. I think they all more than exceeded their job roles. It's something that maybe Gio's experimenting with, maybe pushing them a wee bit further forward, trying to make them much more influential in the game, because I've said it so many times. I even said to the guy who sits next to me last night, he did this one wee moment where he was down in the left-hand corner, Kamara, and his footballing brain is incredible. He's a very intelligent football player, but sometimes he just doesn't use it, and it's just the easy pass and just the easy pass. So I was a bit shocked that it was Kamara over Aribo, but I was delighted when I seen that he was a wee bit further forward and it was going to be Jack and Lundstrom doing the kind of holding role and freeing up Kamara. And I think he performed good. I can't be too critical of him at all.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Scotia, obviously, we seen the team come out in the pub, and obviously Arfield wasn't there and Kamara was in. He's probably the only real option we had there, Kamara. I know we can all have a laugh and a joke about Aaron Ramsey was probably the obvious guy to slot into that position, but we all know about him at the moment. So what about yourself, Scotia? Were you all right with that team, or did you think somebody else could possibly come in that position instead of Kamara?
No, I was fairly comfortable with that team when I seen it, and I kind of expected it to be the sort of team that we've played in Europe before, because I think it would be interesting to see, barring obviously Bassey and Lundstrom, that's all the rest of them have probably played in that team in Europe quite a few occasions. So the surprises for me were that Arfield wasn't even on the bench. Like, I didn't click that at first when the teams came out, so he wasn't even on the bench. And then also, obviously, like the guys have said there, the way we actually lined up with Kamara playing that wee bit further forward, which I've seen him do for Finland and a lot more often. So that was a wee bit of a surprise to me, because I thought it would just be your kind of standard Lundstrom, Jack, Kamara midfield with Aribo pushed out further right. It was a bit more like a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah, so diving into the game, obviously a couple minutes into the game, Red Star have the ball in the back of the net. It's offside, linesman puts a flag up. Like, before the boy even hit it, the flag was up. And then obviously after 8-9 minutes, whatever it was, Ryan Kent with what to me was a carbon copy of the Dortmund penalty at Ibrox. It was the exact same, everything about it. Goes down. I'll be honest, once again, like the Dortmund game, I didn't really see it. Obviously, Ryan Jack has a shot afterwards, and then obviously it goes to VAR. I turn to the guy beside me, because as soon as the guy goes to telly, I'm going, this is a penalty, because he's not going to telly for any reason. I'll come back to you, Scotia. What was your thoughts when you seen the VAR go up? Did you see Ryan Kent go down, or were you in the similar boat as myself? You kind of missed it.
I seen him go down, but in all honesty, I didn't think it was a penalty at the time, and I was like, right, okay. And then when the ref stopped it to go to VAR, there was people round about me going, "What's that for?" And it was like, it must be Kent. So at the time, I honestly didn't think it was a penalty. Watching the highlights back, it probably is a penalty, but you know what? See, if that was given against us, I would probably be saying that's not a penalty, but that's maybe me just misinterpreting the rules and not knowing the rules fully. But take it all day long, and it's the three words you love to hear: penalty to Rangers. So I loved it.
It is indeed. Ryan, I'll come to yourself. I mean, I've watched it back. He kind of does dangle a leg. The boy touches him. It's a penalty. You can say it's slightly soft, but you'll take it all day long when it's for your team. But what were your thoughts when you seen VAR flash up once again? Were you getting deja vu from the Dortmund game?
I was starting to panic, because I thought, I'm going to have to get off this fence with VAR and decide what team I'm on, because if this goes for Rangers, then I'm going to have to be team VAR. I was the same as yourself. As soon as I seen the referee going over to look at the screen, I said to the guy next to me, "We've got this. This is coming our way. We're getting this penalty." Because I think, as far as I know, they get a discussion in their ear, and I think they leave it to the referee to have the final say on it. So, I knew we were getting it. Can I remember? I was caught up in the emotions of the game. I can't even remember the foul or what happened in the box, because it's at the Broomland end, and I saw it on the TV, and I don't think it's a penalty. I've got to be honest, and it's not very staunch of me. I think Ryan Kent kicks him. Ryan Kent kicks him, and I mean, I'll take it all day. And if we get one of them against Celtic, then happy fucking days. But I was, and I didn't as well. See, when Tav stepped up to take it, I don't know why, but I knew he would score. I don't know what it was. I was more nervous about the Dortmund one, but last night I knew he would score that. I could feel the buzz about the stadium before Tav took it, and I just knew we were scoring. So I absolutely delighted it.
Yeah, just coming on to that there, Carney, when obviously Tav stepped up to take it, we've had a discussion in terms of if Kamara Roof's in the team, when Tav's in the team, who now takes the penalties. I think we all agree James Tavernier is a penalty taker going forward. I think he's got a bit of confidence about him in front of penalties now. I feel confident. I'll be honest, when he hit it, I kind of first thought, oh, fuck, he's won that. But to be honest, looking back, it is one of the most perfect penalties you will ever see. and probably one of the best penalties I've ever seen James Tavernier take in a pressure game. What was your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I'm not sure if he slipped. However, I will give him the benefit of the doubt just based on the way last night went. I'm now back to the point of James Tavernier hitting a penalty that I no longer think, oh God, he's going to miss it. I am now confident again that Tav will. I said it last night when I did the reaction video. Nights like that, for me, in my personal opinion, they illustrate why James Tavernier is the Rangers captain. People want him to be screaming and to be shouting at people and to be pulling people over and whatever else. That's kind of not the way that Tav chooses to be his captain. I think he leads by example. The work rate Tavernier put in last night was incredible. It really, really was. And after seeing the game back as well, I think I was right in saying that last night. So, no, Tav will be a penalty taker going forward. It's a great penalty. I mean, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. It's a tremendous penalty, but I think if you honestly asked James Tavernier, he probably went, oh no, I've missed it. And then it's just went straight into the top corner because it is. So, I mean, the keeper could have dived early for that and he still wouldn't have got it. It was literally in the postage stamp of the top corner. But look, he stepped up and he did the business when the pressure was high. That's why James Tavernier is the captain of Rangers. So, no, I was delighted that he got the goal.
Yeah, at Scotia, I mean, I think Tav at the moment is leading by example, showing why he's a captain. That's pressure to stand up there and take a penalty like that, especially in a high-level game like that. Were you feeling as confident as the rest of us that you thought Tav was going to rifle that in the back of the net?
I was, yeah. I mean, it was, he's had 2 in the last 2 weeks in big pressure games, and at the moment he's knocking them in. So, yeah, there's not much more I can say. I would just be repeating Carney. It's a penalty. I can't dissect it much more than it was an absolutely cracking one. And as I've said before, I'm absolutely fine with Tav being our penalty taker, but at the same time, if there's a player on the day that feels a wee bit more confident, like say a Roof or a Sakala get fouled in the box and they're absolutely flying, I would have no qualms with them taking it either.
Yeah, it was a perfect start for Rangers, and then obviously the bouncy started after that. I know me and yourself, Scotia, don't like the bouncy at 1-0. It's I don't do it at that point.
And 11 minutes as well.
Yeah, because I have utter fear that the team will just go up the park and ruin it for us. So yeah, I don't like that at that point. But it didn't take long for Rangers to make it 2. A ball for Ryan Jack into the box, falls to the feet of Alfredo Morelos, and I'll be honest, as soon as it came to the ball to his feet, I knew this was hitting the back of the net. Ryan, what were you thinking? 2-0, 15 minutes gone, we're 2-0 up. Morelos is away doing the celebration. It's dream start.
I was just glad it never failed to Kamara. I already squared past it. No, that's harsh. I'm only joking. Of course I'm joking. I was fucking buzzing for Alfie, and I think he took a wee bit of criticism at the weekend, and people just expect goals from all the time. If you don't give the man service, he's not going to score goals, Alfie. You need to play to his game. We had a conversation in the last pod, I think, and we were saying how Rangers are their attack is so channeled towards him and feeding off balls that he lays off for Kent and the rest of the midfielders. But I thought Alfie was, I know we'll probably touch on it a wee bit more, but I thought Alfie was unplayable yesterday. Unplayable. He had a moment in the first half, I think it might have just been before that, and he shouldered the guy off. Like he nearly sent him into the Brimlin, and he really did. And the Gov in front burst out laughing. He was unplayable last night, but the goal was, I was the same as you. As soon as it fell to him, I knew we'd drill it home, and I was so pleased. From Thursday nights are Alfie's nights. He loves playing on that stage, and I before he scored, I said to the guy next to me, I was like, when he plays like this, he is unplayable, and that's what he was. He deserved his goal, and absolutely delighted for him.
Yeah, he just thrives in these nights, Morelos. It's something about it. A Thursday night under the lights at Ibrox, he comes alive in these nights. And I thought at times in that first half, like Ryan was saying, he was unplayable when he bullied that boy. He just banged him out the way. The goal, obviously the celebration. We all love to do the celebration to each other on the ground. It's brilliant. What was your thoughts on Alfie quickly on that goal?
Yeah, I get pelters now when Alfredo scores, mate, for everybody around me, because they know, because the guys that watch the podcast now know. Well, considering I walked about all of this morning going like this to people, morning, morning, morning. They're like, what's going on? I can't put into terms how good Alfredo Morelos was last night, and even watching the game back and the clips that I've seen, the clips Ryan sent in the group chat as well. There was actually one before that as well. It was quite early on as we went up the right-hand side, and he just bundled the guy out the road. It was just, and immediately I turned to my dad and I was like, Alfie is so up for this. I was like, he is ready, absolutely ready. Alfie is, this is why I'll always defend Alfredo Morelos, because this is the player that Alfredo Morelos can be. I think he's one of the best strikers Rangers have had in probably my lifetime, and that's maybe people might think I'm being a wee bit too much living in the moment, but I genuinely think he's one of the best strikers we've had in my lifetime. To do that on a European stage, I think that's 7 European goals this season, which is the most of a Rangers player ever. It's never happened before. I run out of ways to sum up Alfredo. He was unplayable. I'll just repeat what you guys have said. Unplayable, in the mood, bullied them. They were terrified of them. They were almost as terrified of him as much as the Tims are terrified of Ryan Kent. Genuinely, they were absolutely terrified of him. They had nothing to do with him. And as soon as the ball came to the wee man, I was like, oh, he's going to score. Of course he's going to score. It's his night. Said it last night. I'm pretty sure Alfredo Morelos now owns the Europa League. I can't put into words how much he is so vital for this football club, and especially in Europe. So he's a Buffalo soldier, and I love him.
Yeah, Scotia, obviously you've booked a Airbnb in Seville, as we all know, which sleeps, I think, 5 or 6. So obviously the 4 of us are going. Jamie Lowe will probably want to go as well. But when Morelos makes it 2 after 15 minutes, are you thinking your dream to Seville's on here?
You know what? I don't want to get overconfident, but a wee bit. Absolutely buzzing. That first 15 minutes was brilliant, and it continues for a wee bit longer as well. But yeah, I mean, the guys have covered Alfie really well, so I'll just be repeating myself with what they said. But he's been bullying defences in Europe, this season. And I mean, he had Hummels on toast against Dortmund, particularly at Ibrox, and last night again, the centre halves couldn't really handle him, and when he drifted out into the right as well, they couldn't handle him. The goal itself was brilliant. It was clearly something that we've worked on in the training pitch, because there's quite a few occasions that we take the corner and knock it out to Jack for him to whip it in to the sort of back post. So really good goal, and I think that now fairly certain that takes Alfie up to 3rd top scorer in the Europa League history, or like Europa UEFA League history, with only Huntelaar and Henrik Larsson above him. And only one or two of those goals, I think, came for HJK, so the majority of them have all been for Rangers.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic for Morelos, and he like you say, thrives in this competition. But yeah, so it's further on to the game, 23 minutes I think it is. Ryan Jack pulls a guy back. I don't think he has to do it, to be honest, and gives a penalty away. I'll be honest, at this point I was thinking, oh Christ, here we go, we're going to let them back into the game. We've had discussions in this podcast all about bringing John McLaughlin into the team. We've all said he should be coming in. Obviously, Gio, well, we all know Gio wants McGregor there. Nights like this, the big saves, this is Alan McGregor. Scotia, I'll come back to you. A stat I seen today is the oldest keeper to save a penalty in the Europa League. I know you like stats, so there's one for you there. But what a fantastic save that was from Alan McGregor last night. I think it's one of the best penalty saves, and he's made a few penalty saves for us, crucial ones, but I think that's one of the best ones. That was a strong hand he got to that, because that boy was hitting that ball, and it was a phenomenal save from Alan McGregor.
Oh, it was absolutely fantastic. I mean, and it's not. I know we've been criticising McGregor at times, but it's not for his shot-stopping ability that we're criticising him for. And that penalty save, better than the Samaras save all those years ago, better than some of the other ones he's made. I think when I was watching the boy run up, I just had this wee look down to that wee right hand corner spot, and I went, right, the ball's going in there. Not that I'm saying I predicted it or anything, but I just went, right, I think the ball's going to go in there, and I think McGregor's going to save it.
Uri Geller?
That's
his name?
me.
Yuri Geller. That's who
Geller,
Scottish
That
is,
was
yeah.
the boy. Aye. So no, that was an absolutely brilliant save from McGregor, and I think we need to do this more often. Kind of criticise him because he comes back and kind of, puts it back to us and goes, "Well, no, you're wrong." I know you were saying that his wife was sitting down.
Yeah.
In front of you, and when the chants were going on, hands over the face with the chants afterwards. But it was absolutely brilliant, and McGregor had a really decent game overall. I think there was one for that offside goal that Katai had. I think he should have maybe done a bit better there. It kind of gave me slight parallels to what Donnarumma done against Benzema during the week there, just with the goalkeeper just being a bit too slow. But other than that, he was absolutely brilliant last night when called upon.
Yeah, I agree that one you touched on there. I thought he should have held the ball there, and it obviously spilled to that boy and he put it in the net, but he was offside. But Carney, this is what Alan McGregor is all about. This is what he lives for, and what more can you say about the man? 40 years of age and he's pulling saves off like that in Europa League.
He's probably, Ryan sums Rangers up as being bipolar. Alan McGregor has to be bipolar with his performance levels, because last night he did make a few mistakes. See, actually, initially straight after the penalty save, he should have come for it, because I came and collected the ball at a corner and he didn't. And you're just like, God, the two worlds of Alan McGregor. But some of the stops last night, I didn't even mention the one that he made last night where they really should have scored, but he managed to save it. But the penalty save is... Yeah, I mean, how many times have we seen Alan McGregor save a penalty like that? He's just so calm and nothing really phases him. Even when you watch it back, he's just standing like bolt upright. Do you know what I mean? He's not like trying to spread himself. He's literally standing bolt upright, and he's just like, I think McGregor's already picked what corner he's going to, so he's like, I'm going to get a hand on this no matter what. And yeah, I struggle with ways to put into words about Alan McGregor, but maybe he is a big game player. Maybe that's when he's only going to perform. I don't know. It's hard because we all called for McLaughlin, and now you're kind of thinking to yourself, well, I've obviously now that he's making these saves, I'm kind of backtracking on myself. But should he be only just a big game keeper? Should he only play in the big games, and then the kind of run of the mill league games should it be McLaughlin? But what will that do for his fitness levels? Will he seize up the age that he is without being disrespectful to him? I don't know. It's a real catch-22. What I will say, though, I would say last night just cements him for the rest of the season as being our number one. I don't think there'll be any real change in it, even if there is any further mistakes that happen. But the save it's world class, and he's 40 years old.
Yeah. Ryan, I was saying to the boy next to me when he saved that, I went, I'm shitting myself more about the corner kick afterwards. And it was nearly proved correct, because it was a bit of panic stations right after he saved the penalty. Like Alan McGregor, Ryan, I mean, we've criticised him, and rightfully so, I think, to be honest, this season. He has cost his points, but last night, that game could have turned if that ball went to the back of the net, and he kept it 2-0. And I think he was fantastic last night. I really do.
I can't believe he never caught that penalty. Should have been catching. He's listen. Shame on us all. Shame on us all, because even I said that McGregor should be dropped. I was late to the party with it, but I ended up saying that he should have been dropped, and there you go. In no way should he be dropped. Gio, another decision that Gio's got right. We were all waiting on being dropped in the. Correct me if I'm wrong, boys. Was it the Aberdeen game, or was it the game before that? We were waiting on him being dropped, and we said if he's not dropped this game, then he's our keeper for the rest of the season. And Gio made the call, stuck with Alan McGregor, and once again, Gio has got the decision right. Alan McGregor has come up trumps. He has pulled off a few worldies. That penalty save, I'm trying to think of a better penalty save, because it's as you say, it's the pace the boy hits it at. It's a fantastic penalty save, and it's so crucial to the game, because how the game was balanced at the time. He's just brilliant. I mean, we're lucky to have him, and we need to get behind him no matter what. If he does make an error, we need to get behind him, because he is our goalkeeper for these remaining, whatever we have, 10, 12 games in all competitions, whatever it's going to be. he's going to be our goalkeeper, but that's what he does. Alan McGregor is, and always has been, a world-class goalkeeper, and I'm so glad he's ours.
Yeah, no, I agree. Obviously, I'm just looking at the time there. We're nearly half an hour in us already. We're only 22 minutes of a game. So, obviously, there were a couple of VAR decisions. We'll come on to VAR at the end of it. But obviously, half-time, Rangers 2-0 up. Carney, you, me, Scotia, Tommy, your dad, Ian and his missus were all in there talking. Everyone's happy. I don't think it could have went any better, and VAR was going for us and everything. What was your thoughts at half time at that point?
Very happy, and very impressed. As I said, we all expected quite a stuffy, tough match. This team don't concede goals. Just go back and look at the last 10 games or whatever. They don't concede goals, and we were 2-0 up, and we'd adjusted to them. They didn't really adjust to us. With Morelos being in absolute beast mode and just deciding, no, I will not give you a second to breathe. Ryan Kent as well, I thought was great. Everything about it, and the flexibility that we were shown with dropping in Lundstrom into the defence and pushing into the midfield, all of that, just it worked down to a T, and I was very confident. And you can praise me if you want, but at half time I said we'll win this game 3-0, and I was correct.
Yes, I was about to say, I wasn't going to say it, but yes, you did say that, and I went, fuck's sake, Carney, you just fucking jinxed that. Because I'm a wee bit superstitious with things like that, and I hate that. But Scotia, were you as confident as Carney at that point?
You're superstitious, Ali. This coming from the boy saying that we won't concede against Ross County. And
yeah,
things like that.
I know.
I've never said that again.
Sorry, what was your question?
I said, obviously, Carney was very optimistic in terms of thinking it was going to be 3-0. Were you as optimistic at half-time going into the second half?
You know what, I was feeling confident, but I did say to you at half-time that I thought we maybe dropped Lundstrom back into that back three a wee bit too early. And I think we lost a wee bit of zip in the midfield at times. But that was probably me at the time being far too greedy and wanting to go and score another, because I think there was opportunities to do that in the first half, with the way that we had played up to sort of 25 minutes. But looking back on it, Gio made the absolutely correct decision. And, obviously we start the second half and we'd reverted back to the formation we started with for a wee period. But I was feeling fairly confident.
Ryan, yourself, was your dad happy at half-time? I know you say he's not really happy at most things, but I'm taking it he was happy at 2-0 at half-time.
Oh no, he was happy, and so was I. I thought Rangers' application and their attitude was spot on. I know I always go on about those two qualities, but I do think it's so important. I drill it into my sons. They're fed up hearing me say about application and attitude, and so is everybody in the podcast, fair enough. But I think it is so important that the players, you could see how hungry we were. We were winning the first balls. If we lost out in the end, we were winning the second balls. Rangers just looked so hungry, and I felt, yes, I've seen people say Red Star should have scored, but no, they weren't onside. No, they shouldn't have scored, because you play by the rules, they don't score goals, so that's it. Rangers were good for the 2-0, and I was really confident at half time. I thought we could go on and win the game 3-4, I've got to be honest.
Yeah, no, could have been happier at half time. And obviously, Scotia, you come down and sit beside me the second half as always, because the guy that sits beside me lives in London and never uses his season ticket. I think he appears twice a year for the Celtic games, and that is it. So Scotia comes down. Usually Scotia comes down and Rangers score, and that's exactly what happened right into the game. Again, and I'll come on to this for you all when we talk about this goal. Set pieces, I thought tonight with Rangers, corner kicks, I thought were brilliant tonight. I thought Tav's balls in were outstanding, which we've been utter dire at recently, but I thought it was outstanding. There's Leon Balogun, as Alec Ray said, rose like a salmon, which I thought was brilliant, and lashes it into the bullet header in the back of the net, Scotia. And at that point, me and you turned to each other, and I'm trying to fling you up in the air, and it was dreamland at that point.
You were trying to get me to grab that club deck camera that was whizzing about
above
us again. Yeah. No, it was an absolutely brilliant header from Balogun, and there was nothing really that the keeper could have done about it. Just with so much power and force in it, they sort of back the way it came. It was brilliant, and it was good. Like you say, it was good. Our set piece taken in corners was really good, and it was good to see us mixing it up during games as well. because I think I've been screaming out for a wee while, maybe not on here, but to use kind of speaking elsewhere and in the group chat and things, that our corners haven't been great, and we could really do with scoring from a corner at times. Because I mean, I always joke, but I think I have to go back to like Alberts or Van Bronckhorst. The last time we had a decent, consistent free kick, corner kick taker, because an awful lot of the time it just tended to hit the first man. But no, last night we were really good with set pieces.
Yeah, Ryan, I mean, last season we had a spread of goals all over the team, especially the back line. Goldson, a lot of goals last season, and Barisic, Balogun. This season we've not really done it. Like I say, set pieces haven't been great with Rangers, but last night I thought they were really good. And that goal for Balogun, the neck muscles to get the power into that was outstanding, and what a goal it was.
Oh, it was brilliant, Ali. Like, I love a goal like that. It just reminds you, any goal like that from a corner kick just literally brings me that nostalgic feeling of Richard Gough powering headers by Celtic. That's what it makes me think of. That's what I want to see from the centre halves. And I did say a few pods ago that players need to get their numbers up. Aribo, Kent, etc. But so did the defenders. We had Goldson, Hollander, we had probably a lot of defenders scoring goals last season. Even Borna chipped in with a few goals last year, and it's just another reason why we're not where we want to be this season. And I think defenders need to start getting their numbers up, but they obviously need the service as well, because I don't like being critical on Tavernier because I thought he was absolutely outstanding last night, but I think Tavernier would probably be first to say his delivery's not been where he wants it to be. But I thought our set pieces were great last night, and credit to the team. I don't think anyone mentioned it, but credit to the team for Morelos' goal, because that ball to Jack it's something. They've tried something different there and it's come off. So yeah, it was great to see that goal. And I did think of you, Ali, when we scored it, because I thought we'll be a man up in that club deck, happy because we've scored just after half time. So yeah, it was just a perfect kind of. I know it was 60 minutes, perfect time for us to score, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Carney, I say to you every bloody week, I want my early goal to kill it. There's my early goal. There's your 3-0 prediction. The club deck camera's going mental up and down. Your dad and yourself are caught on it, going wild. What was your thoughts at this point?
Yeah, we were caught on it. I mean, it was literally right in front of me, like right in front of me. I was like, oh, it was much lower last time than it was last time. But yeah, we did get caught on it, and it's dreamland stuff. It actually got to the point after we settled after the goal where I'm going, I can't believe how well this has went tonight. It's one of them ones where you're kind of having to pinch yourself at just how good Rangers have been. Balogun, when you said rose like a salmon, I hope you weren't going to say like Connor salmon. But the header was great, right into the corner. Keeper had absolutely no chance, and we're 3-0 up. I mean, within 51 minutes, 52 minutes of this tie, what is going on? Literally one of those nights where you are pinching yourself. I was delighted. I was very happy. As you say, if you go back and watch the highlights, you will see me and my dad going mental. My dad was giving it the full air fist pumps at the time, and he still got it. The old man. But yeah, I mean, everything fell for Rangers. We've scored from a set piece. We've scored a header from a set piece. Well, I mean, the stars aligned last night. Let's be honest, and it put the game out of touch for them. I do think from then on, Red Star huffed and puffed, but I don't think they had the belief in them anymore after that third goal. And yeah, mate, you got your early goal. I got my prediction, and it was the game was over. I'm not saying the tie's over, but the game was over. Yeah,
I agree. I turned to Scotia, and there was a spell of, I would say, 20 minutes after that goal where I thought Red Star, they really didn't. They looked like the stuff had been knocked right out of them. And then, obviously, the way the second half went, Rangers possibly could have made it 4, maybe 5. Red Star were unlucky. They hit the bar decision as well. Obviously, we make a couple of changes. Sands comes on, Sakala comes on, Ryan Jack comes off in that. But no, I thought Rangers were very comfortable seeing the game out, and a fantastic result for the football club. It really was. I think we've all been saying in this, in terms of the league, we have had zero luck in terms of things in the league this season. Last night, I don't think it was luck, to be honest. I think the introduction of VAR, I know Ryan's on the fence with it, but I think VAR last night get everything correct. And I also thought, I actually turned to Scotia at one point and I found myself actually clapping the linesman and referee at some points because I actually thought they had a good game last night. And I was saying to Scotia, I can't believe I'm clapping the linesman here, because he put his flag up, and for all the VAR ones that he got right, he had his flag up. And I thought the officiating was really good last night. But overall, Scotia, 3-0. I know the away goals rules isn't there, so we didn't concede, but to win 3-0, I'm feeling it comes on, and Ibrox is bouncing once again. Absolutely outstanding achievement by Rangers, and I know it's only half time.
Yeah, no, it was brilliant. I was going for a 2-0, and a 3-0 really good. I think against a team like Red Star, like Carney had mentioned, they haven't conceded. I think it was 4 they conceded in the Europa League group stages, against like the Michelin's that they had in there, and who else was in their group? Braga, was it? But
yeah, a load of groups.
Brilliant. On VAR, you know what? Last night we didn't need VAR because, like you say, the officiating was spot on. And to be honest, I seen they were Dutch, the officials, so I was like kind of expecting them to be top quality. And to be honest, they were. The only one thing during the game that I maybe screamed for was Kent, the tug and Kent for the second penalty. I screamed for that more than the first one, or the second penalty claim. But looking back at it, no, probably far too soft. But no, the officials were brilliant last night. I mean, we criticised the Scottish ones enough in here, so I think we can only turn around and praise the officials for the games they had last night as well.
Yeah, Ryan, obviously, just touching on VAR there, you're the man on here that's on the fence with VAR. I would assume last night you were very happy with VAR last night and the officiating, and obviously the 3-0 Rangers scoreline at the very end.
Team VAR, boys. Team VAR. I texted in the group chat. I'm all for it. It's working in our favour just now. It's showing a lot more positives than negatives. And yeah, I mean, you can't really be in a position that we're going to criticise it because it's, as I said, it's going in our favour at the moment. I thought the referee, and I'm obviously going to say this because we won 3-0, but if I give you an example of why I think the referee was good, Alfredo Morelos was bullying them, we said at the beginning of the pod, but he was literally bullying them physically, throwing his shoulder into them and knocking them 5-6 yards away from him. Do you think on Sunday that's a foul? They're all fouls. You know, Alfredo Morelos has got a reputation here, so if he's seen to win the ball physically, probably I would say about 75% of them are fouls against him. There's so many of them where he just uses his strength and bullies a defender and the foul goes against him, and he would not have got away with those. And it's good officiating, and it really stuck out for us, and we probably felt a bit spoiled last night with the standard of officiating, but that is how it should be. We are just starved of good refereeing and a good standard in this country, and it's what you expect from UEFA referees, I was just happy with them. I don't want to go over the top of the referees because they're only doing their job, but it just shows how much we're starved of it in this country.
Yeah, Carney, I mean, I know the guy that was a referee for the Dortmund game. I think you said he was quite an eccentric character at times.
Yes.
I think he was, to be fair. But I mean, like I say, I was really impressed with officiating last night, and credit where credit's due. Like I say, they got all the big decisions correct without VAR. I know VAR was there just to double check, but I thought they were spot on last night. The referee and his team, I really do.
Yeah, agreed, mate. I think the difference that it makes, I don't even think, honestly, I mean, it took me a while to come round to it, and the idea of VAR, even with the referees that we have just now, it has to make things better. It just has to make it better because it works. Now, I do think there's a full overhaul of Scottish refereeing needing to happen. I don't particularly think it will happen. The rest of Scottish football, I said it before, I just seem quite happy to let themselves burn and just not care, even though there's buckets of water to their aid that they could help themselves with, but they don't want to do so. But no, the standard of refereeing was decent enough. I think you still get these crazy European fouls where there's nothing in it and it's just down and it's just like a way of breaking up play. However, Alfredo Morelos started doing that last night and started using it to our advantage, so it swings and roundabouts and all that. But no, they got it right. VAR got the calls right. It doesn't matter if you're an inch offside, you're still offside. It doesn't make a difference. They got it correct and it's worked for us again. as I say, I said last night, I know our favourite 3 words is penalty to Rangers, but I think it's now VAR check for penalty for Rangers. I think that's now our favourite saying. But no, delighted with how the night went, and we've not even spoke about John Lundstrom and how good John Lundstrom was, and it just shows you how good that team was really for the entire 90 minutes.
Yeah, like you say, Karen, I know your man of the match was Morelos last night. I'm looking at the time here, 45 minutes, lads. I'm trying to keep it. But to be fair, it's a momentous achievement last night for Rangers, so we need to talk about it. Just, I know, Karen, you said man of the match was Morelos. So quickly, man of the match, just a quick one word. I'll go with James Tavernier. Ryan, man of the match.
I want to say more than one word. I'll be very quick because, and this is the reason, I always criticise Tavernier, and everybody knows I'm not a huge fanboy of him. I thought James Tavernier was absolutely outstanding in the first half. He's a joy to watch. His defending was phenomenal. James Tavernier, man of the match for me.
Yeah, I'd also like to say congratulations to James Tavernier on the birth of his baby girl as well. That was the celebration. Yeah. Scotia, man of the match.
Yeah, it would probably be Tav and Alfie, but let's go. In fact, all of them, but go different. I thought Kent was terrorising them again at times last night, and he keeps these performances for Europe. He can be frustrating at times in Scotland, but I thought Kent deserves to be mentioned because we've not really spoke overly much about him.
Yeah, no, I thought Rangers were brilliant. I thought it was a team performance last night. Once again, I thought the fans were brilliant as well. But yeah, obviously it puts us firmly in the driving seat now to go into the last 8 of the Europa League, which is where we want to be. We've not done it the last 2 years, so it'll be a great achievement to get there. It's not done. That's a daunting place to go over in Serbia. So we'll touch on it in Club Deck Corner in terms of the game, because we all know what Rangers do after European games. They bring us in a high and then they put us right in the balls and bring us right back down. So that brings us lovely on to Sunday's game, which is the Scottish Cup, where we are playing Dundee. Now, I'm going to say something. I'm not going to put anything out there, like I said, at Ross County, but if we can't go to Dundee after that and put them out the cup, we might as well chuck it, to be honest, because Dundee are lying 12th in the league at the moment. Played 30 games like everyone. They've only won 5, they've drawn 8 and lost 17 games. Mark McGee's their new manager, who we all know is a hater of Rangers, so that'll be interesting. Lee Griffiths isn't there, which is unfortunate. As Ryan said, he's away to play with the Bairns, so he's down there. Their last win in the league was a 2-win away at Hearts, actually, which was in the 9th of February. And in the last round of the Scottish Cup, which I actually watched, I think a couple of you boys watched it as well. They beat Peterhead 3-0 away from home, which I thought flattered them, to be honest. I thought Peterhead were unlucky, had a stonewall. We talk about referees being brilliant last night. Well, in that game, they were denied a stonewall penalty in that game to Peterhead. So I felt sorry for them. Just quickly in the press in terms of who's available, Lundstrom looks like he's out of it with an ankle injury. Aribo also as well. I thought Aribo his tank was empty last night. That's why he came off. Arfield won't be there either. So yeah, I'll come to you, Carney. Thoughts on Sunday? Do you think Rangers are going to, as they've done after European nights, bring us right back down again?
I'll be optimistic. No, I don't. No, in all honesty, I don't know. Something about last night, I don't know about you. Obviously, the Dortmund was special, yes, and everything about it, all that went with it was great. Last night, something felt different with this team. There was belief, there was confidence, there was an element of control within that game that we've not really seen. Like the Dortmund game, we didn't really control it, not as much as last night anyway. I don't think there was just a calmness, the organisation of it, the dropping from the back 3, before I say back 5 and Scotia shouts at me, the back 3 into the normal midfield. There was just something a wee bit different. I think there's a wee click. Maybe I'm being a wee bit too optimistic, but I think there's something clicked. Dundee are rank rotten. I mean, awful. Really, truly bad. I have watched a few highlights of their games over the last few weeks. They are not a good team at all. Rangers should be doing more than enough to deal with this.
would do with this team. I'm a wee bit gutted that Lundstrom won't be there. I think he has become a pretty integral part of the way Gio wants to play football. However, no matter what team we line up with through the kind of fringe players or the starting 11 that the kind of regulars you would like, we should be doing more than enough even to see off Dundee on Sunday. I don't think there should be any doubt about it.
Yeah, Scotia. Dundee, as Carney says, they are not a good team at all, Dundee, but the Scottish Cup, and in particular cups in the last season for Rangers, has been atrocious, to say the least. We need to win. It's a big game for Rangers on Sunday. What's your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, like we say, we do need to win. Their cup record has been atrocious, and the Dundee are pretty much. I mean, it's them and St Johnstone fighting out for who finishes bottom, really. But in all honesty, the way the championship's going, I could see it being 2 up and 2 down. If I'm honest with the way that both Dundee and St Johnstone are playing, yeah, I think they've conceded the most goals in the league. Obviously, this is a cup game, so it's slightly different. But I don't expect much from Dundee. In all honesty, I know they were hit with. Like Charlie Adam was definitely out with COVID last week. I think he should be all right for this game, but that all depends on returning those 2 negative lateral flow tests. And I tried to have a wee look online in the Dundee Courier of all places, but there was nothing. Nothing. So I'm not really sure in their squad status. So Rangers just need to do what they do. And I think we should have enough. Although what I would say is, even though we won last night 3-0, I still don't think this tie's dead. In all honesty, I think we'll score over there, but I just got a feeling that Gio might. He did say in the presser, Gio, that he was going to make or pick a strong team, or he alluded to that at least. But I've still got a feeling that there might be some changes with Thursday night tonight.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we'll touch that at Club Deck Corner, but no, 100%. The tie's not dead, 100%. Ryan, you've been quite vocal in this podcast about Rangers and Cups and how disappointing it's been in terms of we need to do better in the Cups. What's your thoughts going to Dens? Surely we can put Dundee out of the Cup and go to Hampden for the semis.
Aye, it's I don't fear Dundee. I fear Rangers. I don't fear Dundee. They're a poor. I think, as Calmy said, they're a poor side, and if that's right about Charlie Adam, aka Uncle Fester, if he's not playing, he's the one that can. If you give him time in the ball, I mean, he is good at the dead balls and playing long balls. He's the only one that kind of pulls the strings for them. But yeah, I want to smash him. Any team or organisation who's willing to give Lee Griffiths a chance is pretty much down in the ladder for me. I hope we go there and do them. I think we'll field a strong team. It is news to me. I've not seen the press conference today, but I've had to edit my team as we were speaking because I didn't know about the injury updates. There's a few score lines through my team there. But I still think we've enough. I don't rate Dundee at all. I don't want to be disrespectful, but I don't rate them as a side who pose much challenge. I think we'll win pretty comfortably, Ali.
I like the confidence. Yeah. There's, like you say, there's a few injuries, especially in the midfield, so it leaves us slightly light in there. I think you've seen in the press, Charlie McCann was in the press today, which is probably on the bench. Lowry, I'd imagine, will be there too. So, coming on to the teams, Scotia, I'll let you come up first. Who's your team and scoreline and first goal scorer?
Yeah, I'm going for a few changes. McGregor in goals. Back 4 of Tav, Goldson, Helander, and I'd like to see Barisic maybe get a chance, but it'll probably be Bassey. But for me, I'll go for Barisic for my team. Midfield of Kamara, and struggle with this one as well. I was going to put Sands in, but then I didn't like the look of it, so playing Kamara and Jack. I think Ramsey will start. He needs to really start games. So I think Ramsey.
It's not April 1st, Scotia.
I've also got Diallo starting. Roof up front and Kent out on the left as well.
What are you talking about, man? There's not a chance Morelos isn't playing. Yeah. Not a chance.
That's quite drastic, Scotia. And your score prediction and first goal scorer. Don't say it's Aaron Ramsey first goal scorer.
3-0 Roof first scorer. Based on my team.
Very confident. Carney, team.
Different from Scotia's. I I don't think but Barisic has got a chance of ever playing really for Rangers right now, with the way Bassey's playing. So I've went McLaughlin, only because it's the cup, before people shout at me. It's only because it's the cup. Tavernier, Goldson, Balogun, Bassey, Kamara, Jack, Ramsey, Kent, Diallo and Morelos. Yeah, because Diallo has to play, because if not, Rangers are going to owe Man United money, surely. So Diallo has to play at some point. And considering he's just decided he was fit again for the European game, I'm presuming he will start. And it's now or never for Aaron Ramsey. I'm sick of this. So either plays on Sunday or that'll do. Do you know what I mean? That's plenty, because you were really running out of time very quickly. And if Ramsey does play, he'll play 55, 56 minutes and then be off the park again. But because Aribo's not there, there's no time like present. I would like it to be Lowry, however, but I just don't think Gio will take that much of a risk. But so I think he'll play Ramsey. And I'll go 2-0 Rangers and Morelos and Kent to score.
Ryan, are you in the Aaron Ramsey train here with the other two lads in terms of will he start? What's your team?
I've got Ramsey in the middle, and I've got John Eustace at one side and Jordan Ross at the other.
Is that portal cabin?
No, I think I've got the same back five as Scotia. So McGregor, Tav, Goldson, Hollander, Barisic. I totally agree with Carney. Bassey's our left back, but I think Gio will have an eye on this on Thursday. I think Bassey's put a lot in. I know he's 21, but he's put a lot in, and I've just got a sneaky feeling he might get rested on Sunday. I've got Kamara, a couple of scored lines through some names here. Ramsey, I've got Aaron Ramsey starting and Jimmy Sands holding down the defence. That one's for Jamie Lowe. And I've got Kent, Morelos and Sakala up front. And I am going 2-0 Rangers, Kent to score. Yes, Ryan Kent to score.
He's due to score, Ryan Kent.
Yes,
interesting you've all went for Ramsey. I'll touch on him quickly after I get my team, but I'm going to go McGregor, Tav, Goldson, Balogun, Bassey, Jack, Kamara. I think the youngster Lowry deserves a restart, so I'm putting him in there. Sakala, Morelos and Kent. And my scoreline is 3-0 Rangers. And I too am going to go with Ryan Kent first goal scorer. But just quickly touching on Aaron Ramsey. Now, he's been on the bench the last two games, never been seen, never come on. I said to Guy at my work today, what's the point of having him on the bench last night? I thought he was just taking a space up, to be honest. Are we putting him on the bench just for the sake of Aaron Ramsey being on the bench to say that, he's in the squad? And I agree with you, Carney. See if he doesn't start tomorrow. For me, that's the end of it for him. And I'll come back to you on that, Carney.
Look, we had two goalkeepers on the bench last night, so I'm not sure you can say he's taking up. I'm not sure you can say he's taking up space, but I get where you're coming from. It's getting to the point where you're going, he can pay for as many physios as he wants to come in and do work with him. It doesn't make a difference. It is getting to that point now. And I don't want to sound all pure doom and gloom about it, because I was very excited about Aaron Ramsey arriving. It gave us a buzz. I thought this was going to be brilliant to see him. And I thought even a 75% Ramsey getting into that midfield would have made a huge difference. However, look, there's a number of things you could go into with different theories about it. Maybe it's up to game of the rest of the midfield, because they know there's a quality player like that sitting on the sidelines trying to get yourself fit. That is very possible as well. I would go along, mate, that I've picked a team that I think he will play. I would give Lowry a chance instead of starting Aaron Ramsey, because honestly, I think Lowry's earned it. I don't think Ramsey has. So, but it's Sunday or never for Ramsey, in my opinion.
Yeah, Scotia, I know we all know in this podcast that you don't like the Welsh, which is a pity, because we're all
going to live that down.
Yeah, I know. And to be fair, it's a pity for you, Scotia, because Carney's booked Club at 22 summer night out down in Wales. So unfortunately for you can't come. So the Cardiff Blue Blues. So Scotia, Aaron Ramsey, are you in the boat if he doesn't start tomorrow? Time's up for him.
Yeah, it has to be getting there because otherwise I'll just be putting it a week down the line, and before you know it, there's no more time left. What I would say is I never expected him to come on at all last night, regardless of the scoreline. I think the game against Aberdeen, had we been winning that, like 2-0, I reckon he would have come on for that one. I just think that the circumstances of the game didn't allow him to come on to play because it was probably too big a risk. But I think he needs to start tomorrow because otherwise, both him and Diallo, what has been the point? It goes down as too terrible bits of transfer business.
Yeah, Ryan, Scotia's touched on another man there as well, Diallo. I know you got a great song out of it. I know you enjoy the song along with Sakala's song, but we don't want guys come up here just so we can sing a song about them. But Ramsey, Diallo, if we don't see it tomorrow, especially Ramsey, like we say, do you think it's game over as well?
I do. Obviously, I texted the group chat last night saying the players warm up in front of me, and I did see Aaron Ramsey spit a bit of chewing gum out and he kicked it. And it went to the side of the pitch, which was really, really impressive. Don't underestimate that. It was the timing of this kick to catch it first time was something special. I'll never forget it. If Aaron Ramsey doesn't play on Sunday, then it looks as if it's a disaster aside anyway, if I'm honest, because, as I said, he needs to, even if he is match fit, he needs to earn his right to play for Rangers. I don't care who you are. Our centre midfielders are playing well just now. Jack, Lundstrom, Kamara, chuck Aribo in there as well if you want. They're playing well, and he needs to earn his right. So, I don't see it happening with Ramsey. I've given up now, if I'm being honest with you. And Diallo, I think the reason he isn't getting game time is because of what we've seen against Dundee United. I think the management team will maybe look at that, and Gio knows Scottish football. He'll be like, "Nah, I don't fancy that. If you're not applying yourself, then nah." And I don't think he'll be a successful signing for us either. Unfortunately, it looks as if it's been a bad window signing wise.
Yeah, 100% agree with it. But yeah, no, that is pretty much us done tonight. That was a good podcast, lads. That was obviously a great night for Rangers last night. We're rolling into the Scottish Cup on Sunday, 4:00 kick-off, which is a bit of a mental time on a Sunday because of Premier Sports. But I'll look forward to it, and hopefully we are going to Hampden, which I've got a horrific record at Hampden, so I will not look forward to that. But I would like to thank first of all, I'd like to thank all the guys in the comments for putting the comments in, and everyone that listened to us tonight. We appreciate everything from that. But I would like to thank my guest, first of all, the podfather, Scott Carney. Thank you very much for tonight.
Pleasure, mate. Always good to talk about a night like last night. Could do it over and over again. But I mean, we call this a preview pod. We should probably rename it, to be honest, after a night like Thursday night, because we quickly rammed in Dundee United at the end there. But look, what a momentous night, and it deserved the time for us all to sit there and have the conversation about it, and to give the team the praise that they thoroughly deserve. Just don't let us down in Sunday, Rangers, please. But no, enjoyed the night. Thank you everybody for getting involved. As always, please subscribe, like the videos, etc. It's been brilliant. So thank you, everybody.
Yep, and Ryan, thank you very much for your time. I know your cat did make an appearance tonight, so everyone will be disappointed in that one, but at least you were here to grace your presence.
That's it. And I don't know if it get picked up on the pod, but I'm bringing you this from the hometown of the Ayrshire Derby, and there's a big atmosphere being created outside my window at the moment, so I don't know if you've caught any of it. But be a bad dad and a bad uncle if I didn't say happy birthday to my niece Katie. I love you, and happy birthday to my oldest son who is 13 on Sunday. Yes, I have a 13-year-old. Happy birthday, Harvey. Love you, and enjoy your weekend, boys.
So man,
feels like a wee bit of the Friday night GBX here, and we're doing shout outs for George Bibby.
I shout out Georgie, bye.
Yeah, and last but not least, Scotia, the main man of the podcast, the celebrity, the guy that the girls want photos with and nights out. I've witnessed this. Thank you for your time, Scotia. You're looking for a shout out as well.
Cheers then. No, just I say happy birthday to Harvey and Ryan's niece as well. Hope they have a good day, and hope it's good luck for Sunday, because Ali, you did joke as we were coming out, it'll be a stuffy, arse-twitching game on Sunday, so hopefully not. So looking forward to it. Yep. I know, actually, as well, there was a boy, here is a shout-out. I did quickly see there was a boy in the comment that said he's seen us in the queue for the club deck when we were going in last night. So next time, I forget your name because I just quickly glanced at it. But next time you see us, come and have a chat.
Rudy,
Yeah,
Rudy, his name is.
Yeah, it's 10 quid for a photo with Scotia now. He's the same as that guy who does his shout outs with out in was it
Very good,
Spain or
very
something.
nice.
That's the one.
And
That's the one, Ryan. So
I get 80% of that £10.
yeah, Scotia's pimped out by us. So yeah, no, happy birthday, Harvey. Hopefully Rangers give you a birthday present of our next through the next round of the cup. But yeah, thanks very much for the guests. Like Carney said, if you could like, share and subscribe to the podcast. We are so close to 2,000 subscribers. It means a lot to us. So yeah, if we get to 2,000, ideally before the Old Firm would be brilliant. That would be outstanding. But yeah, we appreciate all your support. It's really, really humbling. But yeah, we have been Club at 22, the Rangers podcast, and we will see you on Sunday. Goodbye.